Well, it's a hard thing to talk about, but the conversation around teen suicide is getting new attention after a young contestant from America's Got Talent took her life. Emily Gold was 17, a cheerleader from California. Her parents recently posted, quote, "Our hearts have a hole the size of the universe."
Yeah, it can be very difficult for parents and friends to talk about suicide. So this morning, our parenting expert, Dr. Sheryl Ziegler, is joining us with some advice on how to approach this subject. Dr. Ziegler, thank you for being with us. We appreciate you taking the time to talk about something like this. Of course, it's heartbreaking, but the more we talk about it, the more we're putting awareness for this to happen. How can parents even initiate a conversation around something so heavy like suicide?
Yeah, I think one of the first things to say is September is Suicide Awareness Month. So that's for a reason. This is a topic that we want to avoid usually. It's very uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable for me too. So that's first and foremost. Secondly, parents have to realize that suicide is the second leading cause of death for kids ages 10 and up, really 10 through young adulthood. This is really an issue in our country. So I think first having the reality of, yes, this is actually necessary. This isn't really optional. When you do that, you want to open up the conversation with your kid. Say the truth. I'm nervous to talk to you about something. I'm uncomfortable to talk to you about something, but I think we have to. I heard this thing about teens, you know, this being the second leading cause of death, or just teens thinking about harming themselves or wanting to end their lives. And that's tragic. Have you ever heard this? I mean, they're probably going to say yes, right? If we're talking about teenagers. Do you know anybody who's ever been that way? Do you ever feel these ways?
Yeah.
Just open it up that way. If you have a personal experience, if you felt down when you were a kid, share those things. I remember being a teen. I remember one time. You can share those kinds of things. It is not going to implant the idea that they should kill themselves. It's not going to make them think things that they haven't already thought of, which is the number one barrier to parents talking about suicide. They don't want to bring it up because they don't want to implant this idea.
If a parent suspects that their teen is struggling with suicidal thoughts, what can they do?
So, I mean, they need to approach it calmly. So you can, sometimes parents freak out, and when they do, which is understandable, but when they do, their teenager will shut down. So what they want to do is say, I've been noticing, or I heard, or I saw this post, or I saw this repost that you did. Again, parents, please remember, they put their lives out there. They're on social media, they're putting things out there. Follow them, see what's going on. But approach it calmly and say, you know, it can be normal to have really big emotions. When you're an adolescent, your emotions kind of go up and down and up and down. And I promise nothing lasts forever, nothing lasts long. Let's get you help. If you're calm, they will be more likely to be disclosing, maybe just emotional. They may be really quiet, but agreeable. But if you freak out, they're going to have that need to tell you that you're overreacting. So that's really why you don't want to do that.
But especially for a teenager when it's so hard to see past Friday night for them. How can they, you know, expect hope in the future years down the road? I have personal experience with this, and I will just say, you know, outside of just having that conversation, normalize talking about mental health in general. Make it so normal that doesn't feel like you're even having that kind of a conversation. And actually, we were talking about this too, because we're an absolute spectrum. I struggle with severe anxiety to the point that it was really dangerous. You're a parent who you've never struggled with it. You're probably, you know, how do you recognize those signs in your own kids when you don't deal with this?
Yeah. I mean, I think you want to look for changes in routine. You want to look for changes in their appetite. You want to look for some hopelessness. You want to look for changes in their activities, like they normally, you know, go here or play this sport. Now they don't want to. So you really want to look, it's for change. And I will say for anyone affected, this is not to say that there aren't times where people scratch their heads and go, I really saw no signs. That does happen, but I would say for more times than not, there are some signs, but you do have to look for them and slow down enough to notice that your kid is off.
Right.
And I really can't emphasize enough how much teenagers need to know that feeling down, feeling bad, feeling sad is a normal part of adolescence. And when it gets a little bit farther, like the anxiety or the depression is so severe it starts interfering with their daily lives, you get them professional help.
Right.
You mentioned 10 years old, which just, that number blows my mind. At what point do you bring this up and have conversations? I mean, I have a 4 and 5 year old, not appropriate probably at this point. I mean, but like 10 years old also like shocks me. So at what point do you have the conversation?
Yeah, I mean, 10 years old still gets to me. as well. But what you want to do is you start talking about just mental health in general as early as possible. It's just feelings, right? At your age, like kindergarten, you're talking about feelings. We feel lots of different today. How many? I felt 7 feelings today, right? So basically what I'm saying is I felt a lot of different things today. I was nervous, I was sad, I was really happy, right? All in just one day. So you start like that. But really at about age 8, particularly 8 for girls, 9-ish for boys, you want to start talking about the more serious stuff because puberty begins earlier in our kids now. And when puberty starts, it starts in the brain first. So that's where all those different hormones and emotions are playing a role. Social stuff really increases like in 3rd grade. Yeah. So you want to start in elementary school talking, again, appropriately. Some people have a family history. You can use that. Some people might hear a story. So use your natural context, but start talking about the bigger stuff really in 3rd grade.
And parents, make sure you're taking care of yourselves too. Yeah. That's an important part of this conversation as well.
Dr. Ziegler, thank you. And if you need help, you can call Colorado Crisis Services anytime, day or night. The number's on your screen. It's 844-493-8255. You can also text the word TALK to 38255, and you can reach the National Suicide Lifeline at 988.